Everything is so expensive now. It's because you live in California. Here we go again. It's because you live in California. It's because you live in New York. I don't know if you realize, but everywhere is expensive now. Yeah, that's not true. My friend lives in Idaho and he has a mansion and pays less than what you do for your one-bedroom apartment. That's great for him. He also lives in f***ing Idaho. Sorry that I want to live in a place that has more than 10 people in the entire state. It's your choice. That's right, it is my choice. I could choose to live in Delaware, where there's a total of 3 buildings. What is your problem? My problem is that, sure, California and New York are expensive, but people are failing to realize that nothing is affordable anymore because inflation keeps rising, but our pay stays exactly the same. So if I want to live in a place that there are things to do, it's going to be expensive. Oof. Self-righteous much? Right, I'm self-righteous. I can't even afford McDonald's anymore. But yeah, sure.
So Americans are fed up. I mean, they are angry with the cost of living in America today. If you think I'm playing or I'm joking, check this out.
Why is everything so damn expensive? 4 years ago, my rent was $1,200 a month at a luxury apartment complex. It is now $2,100, not even including utilities. I went to the grocery store yesterday, right, and got 3 bags of chips, some ground turkey, and some vegetables, and it was $67! What? My car insurance from 4 years ago until now, with no tickets, no wrecks, no nothing on my driver's record, has gone from $130 to $240 per month. 3 years ago, my electric bill was averaging $45. Now it's averaging $125. You go and get a tank of gas once a week, and you're dropping $70. I mean, a guy can't even buy a can of dip for less than $8. $8 for a can of dip? What the is going on?
Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about the cost of living in America today. The cost of living is biting in America today. Grocery bills have surged 30% since the beginning of this year. Statistics is showing households are more than 3,000 worse off. A cart of 29 items have gone up 36% at stores like Walmart, Target, and 26% at Aldi or Lidl. Goods like olive oil have surged 60% in 3 years. Tomatoes up 50%, and eggs are up 48%. Commerce is blaming interest rates, tariffs, and crashing stock markets.
Serious question, how are people affording anything in 2025? I'm having surgery in 2 weeks on my neck, so I was told to get certain types of shirts so it wouldn't bother the area. I go to Goodwill. I'm looking at prices, $9.99 for used shirts that are of no brand of value at all anywhere. Like, maybe it was Target, I don't even know. I probably could go to Target and get it for like brand new for the same price at this point. I don't know. But seriously, how is it that I have just gotten priced out of a thrift store? Not only that, I cannot remember the last time I actually went out and had a meal in a restaurant. We do not order out. We don't even get pizza because we're trying to save everything for 2025 with all of my health stuff. I am so sick of my own fucking cooking. You have no idea. I'm a bad cook. And I am so freaking tired of my own food. But how do people afford to go to a restaurant, sit down, and have a meal? Like, that is a foreign concept to me at this point. And I can't remember the last time I went and saw a movie in a theater. I can't even afford to rent them on demand. I will show you what I do. This is what I do. I have an enormous DVD collection. And this is all I can afford, because I will get these at the thrift stores. Cheap as shit. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm 20 years old again and I'm living pennies to pennies and can't afford anymore. How are people doing this?
So how do you guys get by? I'm really curious. Are you a 2-income household? Do you have generational wealth? Like, what's going on? Because everything is simply too expensive, and I just don't understand how people are getting by, especially if they have kids and like normal jobs.
Who are these people that are affording groceries, going to the grocery store every week, spending $300, $400 a week, and they're just like, whatever. It's cool. It's pocket change. Seriously, not me. Family of 5. I have little children. Little. They're 12, 10, and 5. I don't even have teens living in my house yet. And I'm just like, just went to Market Basket, spent $338, family of 5. That's pretty good, honestly. Only got $20 of non-food stuff, and the only meat I got was sausage, like turkey sausage links, and chicken. Like for the week, not a lot of chicken. And I'm just like, what? How are we doing it? How are you affording groceries? How are we doing this? I remember being a teen and going to my friend's house, or people come to my house, and we would just like eat all the strawberries, all the chips, drink all the orange juice in one day. I wonder if my parents and their parents were like wanting to like wring our necks at that point, you know, because they're like, that is expensive. You just ate $25 in fruit. Obviously it wasn't $25 then, but you get the point. Are you affording groceries comfortably? Should I get a second job? Should I work more? I don't know.
Grocery price is so bad right now. I'm at my parents' house. I'm stealing eggs. First of all, when they get money to be buying shit like this, organic pasture, I'm not gonna take none of these eggs though, cause that's the shit that gets your ass whooped. But I'm gonna take 2 of these genetically modified eggs right here.
When you look at red, when you look at blue, when you look at red, when you look at blue, when you look at red and you look at blue, and you look at it so much that it starts looking purple, you're going to understand that all of them were going after a different color. They were focused on green. It's right here, the gold standard. See that? From then on, the money graph, I should show the M2 money supply from there, goes like, whew. Here, I found one of the graphs to go, whew. Ready? Whew. This is our country's national debt since 1971. Let's all say it together. Whew. Since 1971, money's been an issue. The economy was never a top issue until 1971. These graphs are sourced off what the F happened in 1971, by the way. After the gold standard's release, we immediately go into a crash and start printing money. And money would continue to get printed all the way through the dot-com bubble, all the way through the mortgage crash, all the way to 2025, where we would print $20 trillion since the beginning of the end in Reaganomics. Reagan was right here, and he cemented in the issues that were created by the gold standard being released. We didn't have a tethered utility to our currency anymore, meaning we could print as much as we wanted of it. Print, 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 and print. We printed a lot. And BRICS, who we'll talk about another time, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, they don't like our dollar, and they've been trying to take advantage of the fact that we've been printing all this. From Nixon on, everyone printed money. Everyone was involved in quantitative easing. Everybody was involved in growing the M2 money supply. It is not blue. It is not red. It is a slow and steady boiling of the frog, boiling of the American worker, the wage earner of America, since the gold standard has been released, has become the income of Americans. What does that even mean? Americans have become the income of Americans. It means that the working ant of the ant colony is the one keeping the colony going. See, these guys understand that. And the people around them understand that. And as long as we keep arguing around which color should be in office, red or blue, let's all yell at each other. As long as we keep doing that, well, we're not going to have any energy for understanding what they're all doing to us. The top has the money. We have 20 times more money in our economy, yet people feel 20 times broker. That's not an accident. It is completely purposeful to keep us moving along, little drip here, little bill there, little trickle in, little effect, little shift, little... I'm telling you, it's all just tiny little things, little money here, little bill there, that they printed to the point where the dollar is worth next to nothing, and the millions and billions and the trillions of the dollars that are in our economy are held in a small class of people while the working ants get their crumbs.
The cost of living in 2025 is outrageous. Gas prices are set to average about $5 per gallon, making commute costly for working class. Eggs, on the other hand, is averaging about $6 per dozen, turning breakfast table into luxury. Groceries for a family of 4 per month might climb to $1,200 or more stretching budget very thin. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment is averaging $2,000 per month, and it depends on which city you're living in. The increase in apartment has made many to live in their cars, or better still, have become homeless. Utility bills have also increased as a result of inflation. Some are paying over $350 per month for utility. Many families can no longer afford streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, etc. Dining out, on the other hand, is out of the question for many families because people can no longer afford to dine out. Instead, they are taking advantage of pantries. Buying cars in this economy is luxury for many in America today. For families that have young children, childcare expenses are insane. Parents are finding it hard to pay for childcare services. Finally, families are finding it hard to even go on vacation because they have to live paycheck to paycheck, which is insane.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living on the average American salary? I just watched a TikTok of a teacher who makes a teacher's salary. I don't know what state she's in, so I don't know how much she makes, but her one bedroom apartment is $2,000. And when she spends $2,000 on that one bedroom apartment, it doesn't even come with a washer and dryer. So she has to go pay an additional $2 every time she wants to use their washer and dryer. Okay, like, how does that leave her any extra money to spend? And then she said she had a $400 car payment, which some people were bashing her on that. But in today's economy with interest rates, that's really not that bad. And I'm sure she needs a dependable car. So you talk about teacher's salary, $2,000 in rent, $400 car payment. You got insurance, you got groceries, electricity. Like, I don't understand how people are affording life right now, and it really makes me sad for some people. You have people who are like her. She's single, she has her own salary, or families where it just works out best for them for the mother to stay home. And if the father is just making an average American salary, how are they affording life without going in a bunch of debt? This lady who's a teacher started crying because she said she realizes on her salary and where she lives, she will actually end up in more debt. Then, like, she will just continue to accrue more debt and more debt and more debt because her salary is not matching the cost of living. And what's sad is I've seen people be like, just spend less. Listen, guys, the cost of living is rising and our salaries are stagnant. Okay, so there's not just spend less. That's not the problem here. The problem is the cost of living is outrageous, and minimum wage in some states is still $7.25. Teachers in some states are still paid a ridiculously low salary, even though their job is super important. I don't know what we can do about this, but I'm just going on a rant because it really, really pisses me off.
I can't believe this is happening. People all over the US are canceling their health insurance because it's no longer affordable, even through their jobs. Just the other week, TikTok videos have begun going viral of people saying, hey, in order for me to live now, with inflation, with the lack of raising of wages, they've had to cancel insurances. The most important one being health insurance. Now, I'm old school, so I'm thinking, wait, doesn't your employer cover your health insurance? You know, they take away from your paycheck and then they match the other half. Well, it turns out it's gotten so expensive, the cost of living, that in order for them to afford other insurance that are more important, in this case, some girls were saying car insurance, and some of my other fellas here on TikTok were saying, hey, we need it to just be able to buy food. So the $60 to $100 that they take away from the paycheck actually makes a difference. So they just canceled their insurances of health flat out. Blew my mind, because you would think that for years you just collect the paycheck, they take out the health insurance, and then you're good to go. It's such a normal thing. You've never seen that money, but it's so expensive that you've now gotten millions of people to take a look at what they're taking out of your paycheck and start canceling health insurance, dental insurance, eye doctor's insurance, anything that isn't
actively keeping you alive or needed to keep you alive, they're just like, I'd rather just save the 60 to $100. What the hell is going on?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but living in your car is cheaper, but it is not cheap. I still have so many expenses. I have to eat out every day because I don't have a means to cook. There is ways to save money, like not eating out, but that's a whole different video. I have a cat who requires a lot of things. I had to pay for storage to hold the things that I still want. I still have a phone bill. Gas is so expensive right now. I have to be on top of the maintenance for my car because it is my house. Oil change, any light that comes on, I have to be on it. I have to do laundry every week. Literally everything costs money. So if you're gonna live in your car thinking, oh, I'm gonna save all of my money, no, you won't. Life is still expensive. It's just you're not paying rent, which is a huge chunk, but it's still not cheap. And silly me for thinking that I would walk away from 2 months of living in my car with most of my wages for those 2 months. And that is in fact false.
If the price of shit don't go down, I'm about to start stealing again. I don't give a fuck. I said I was leaving that shit in 2022. But look, if y'all gonna keep making deodorant $15 for a stick, I'm gonna just have to start sticking shit in my purse again. I don't care. Because I can't go without deodorant, and y'all know y'all taxing for that shit. Like, come on now. Something gotta give. Everything is just too expensive for me. Every single thing. Like, it's to the point I be rationing out for deodorant. I'm only doing 2 swipes a day because I can't afford to do 3 or 4 swipes back and forth because I'm gonna run out of deodorant too fast. Toothpaste too. And the thing is, you can find cheap shit, but it ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to buy no cheap deodorant and be musty all day. And I'm not about to buy no cheap toilet tissue and that shit break while I'm wiping my ass. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toothpaste and my fucking breath be stinking after I done brush my teeth. Like, y'all gonna have to give. Like, and then it's like, if you do buy quality shit, it got poison in it, and the stuff that don't have the poison in it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford. Like, this shit is just beyond me. Like, I'm at the point I'm either about to start stealing shit again or I'm gonna have to start making my own shit. Y'all, like, the economy gonna have to decide at this point.
Tell me why the f*** I went to Walmart. This is all I purchased. That's it. In a nutshell, cat litter, home fragrance, deodorant, dry shampoo, 2 candles off-brand, a sleep t-shirt, a sleep pant, mouthwash, toothpaste, and that's it. Y'all want to know what this totaled? $198.72. Get the f*** out of here. Oh, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 protein drinks, almost $5 a piece.
I'm getting sick of everything being so expensive. I'm sick of it. My blue light glasses broke. Mind you, I have 20/20 vision, and I told this guy this. I walk into the eyewear shop by me, Wicker Park, Chicago. I need blue light glasses. Mine broke. I'm thinking I'm going to spend $100. He pulls out some frames. These look great. How much are they? Well, only $850. Have you lost your fucking mind? Now, I just told you that I have 20/20 vision. I get it. We're at a very premium eyewear shop. What makes you think that I want to spend damn near $1,000 on glasses that don't work? For fashion. Blue light. I said, you have anything else? Pulls out a couple. These are $650. These are $600. Everything in this world can't be so expensive.
I moved into my apartment in June 2023. I was paying $1,790 in rent. I just got notified that March 1st, my rent will be increasing to $2,023. And before everyone gets in the comments and says, you're doing this, you're making your choices. Okay, first of all, you. I have a 2-bedroom apartment because I have a 1.5-year-old son, and I got this apartment because I researched every apartment within a 30-mile radius of where my dad lives, because my dad lives with my nephew. I'm the legal guardian of my nephew, and I need to be able to have quick, close access to my nephew. I take him to appointments, I pick him up from school, etc. What's shitty is that this is the market rate. So this is pretty standard if you want a 2-bedroom apartment. And mine's nice because it's new, but it's not fancy. It was made really, like everything's plastic and falling apart. And it, for all intents and purposes, it's not a quality apartment. It's safe. I love living here, and that's why I'm living here. But I was talking to my landlord, and I was like, listen, I know this isn't your fault. I know you're not setting the prices of these, but what the fuck? This is not like a sustainable, like, how the fuck is anyone supposed to, like, maintain their tenancy? I said, should I expect another huge rent increase? And he's like, yeah, in September, there's going to be another like $80 to $120 rent increase. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. I had to pay $5,500 to just get into this fucking apartment. I could live in a 1-bedroom. I don't want to because I just figured out crib training with my son. I pay electric and I pay fucking gas, which is another, you know, 100 to 120 a month, like on top of that. I hate that the issue is that I'm at a point in my life where paying another $120 a month in rent is like pissing me off. I know that the solution is to just make more money so that this is going to happen and I'm going to have more wiggle room in my budget and blah, blah, blah. But what pisses me off is if you're not making $6,000 or $8,000 as a single mom a month, you're just like, how are you gonna make it? Who wants to be roommates with people that they don't know? And how many people do you know that you could trust to live with and that it wouldn't ruin your friendship if you lived with them? And what if I just want to live in my own spot? What if I really like the peace of mind that I have in my own goddamn apartment? Why isn't there some sort of fucking clause that says, oh, you're a single mom with narcolepsy and you have a disability and you're making X amount of money and we're gonna give you like a little bit of a break. And I understand like life is a jungle and no one's trying to give out handouts. You know, you're hearing about how Elon Musk just uncovered all the government all the money that's going everywhere. Like the government isn't, in general, they're not looking to help people. We know that. We just keep coming back to like, okay, the solution is just to make more money, but there's only so many hours in the day. I spent 45 minutes today researching other apartments in the area. I maybe have a tour scheduled next week, but here's the thing, it's like, yeah, if I get into this other apartment, like, what is that gonna look like and how much do I have to put down? It's usually first and last month's rent, and then there's a damage deposit, and then there's usually a refundable pet deposit on top of that of a couple $100 or and then, you know, like at least, and then a monthly pet deposit. And I have 2 cats and I don't want to get rid of my cat. I'm not making this video to be like, oh, poor me, like blah blah, but where my brain goes is I zoom out and I think about the bigger picture, and I think about like the regular people who are just trying to survive, and like the average income and like what it cost to just literally survive. That's not like getting ahead, that's not saving money, that's not potentially owning a piece of property. That's literally just like, I'm making it until the next month. What is there, like 800,000 homeless people in the US? And when you think about like a homeless person, your mind might go to like all these extremes, but it's like, no, people become homeless because there's factors that are outside of their control, and they're doing their best, and they get up every day and they have good intentions and they work, and they're not like selling themselves on OnlyFans, and they're trying to like do good in the world. But bills are massive, man. It's expensive as to just live and eat.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. Bullshit. Bullshit. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our asses off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now. If you can relate to this, if you have any advice, please comment and let me know. It's ridiculous.
I don't care if you're rich or poor. I don't care if you have children or you don't have children. And I don't care who you voted for. And definitely, I don't care where you live. In this day and age, you should be able to admit that the cost of living is outrageous. You should be able to admit that going to the grocery stores to buy or to shop is depressing. Rent fees or rent prices are so high that many people are becoming homeless. You can't even afford to buy a house right now because the prices of houses are insane. You should be able to admit that it sucks right now to buy groceries. It sucks right now to get gas to fuel your car, etc. It doesn't matter who you are, how many children you have, where you live, or how much you make. You should be able to admit that the cost of living today is so expensive and it's driving many people insane. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, but please don't forget to leave a like, share the content if you can, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't in order to help the channel out. Thank you.